The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances.
A frank conversation with a moon. With a moon. Real stories, real people, real conversations. Just fine. You're listening to real frank conversation.
Are we live? What's good, great people? I am Ezel Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Tonight's guest is a man who has worn many hats and built success across multiple lanes. He's an author, speaker, entrepreneur, financial wellness advocate, travel business owner, poet, and someone known by many as the credit hero. Through books, speaking engagements, and educational content, he's dedicated himself to helping people improve their financial literacy while also inspiring them to believe in their own potential. His work has impacted thousands who are looking to build better futures for themselves and their families. But tonight, we're not just talking about the credit scores and business or books. We're also talking about purpose and legacy. We're talking about what happens when a person decides to turn their struggles, lessons, and experiences into services for others. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Rony Francois. What's going on, boss?
Hey, can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Oh, I don't think he can hear me. Yeah, refresh it. Yeah, you can't hear me. Oh, Lord. Refresh it. Oh.
Okay, cool.
Lord. Hey, Doc.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yes.
Oh, did you hear the intro?
No, I didn't. Hey, look, I know it was I know it was fire, though. I know it was fire.
Did you want to hear it?
Yeah, I can hear, yes.
All right, for sure. All right. Tonight's guest is a man who has worn many hats and built success across multiple lanes. He's an author, speaker, entrepreneur, financial wellness advocate, travel business owner, poet, and someone known by many as the credit hero. Through books, speaking engagements, and the educational content, he's dedicated himself to helping people improve their financial literacy while also inspiring them to believe in their own potential. His work has impacted thousands who are looking to build better futures for themselves and their families. But tonight, we're not just talking about credit scores, business, or books. We're talking about purpose. We're talking about legacy. We're talking about what happens when a person decides to turn their struggles, lessons, and experiences into servicing others. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Rony Francois.
Hey, good evening. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on your show. It's definitely a pleasure. Yeah, I wish I was a doctor. I'm not gonna be like Dr. Brian, pretend like I have a PhD when I don't. But I feel like the stuff that I do, sometimes I do feel like it's surgery, because I'm talking to people, I'm getting to know them, and I'm dissecting the problems, and I'm basically helping find solutions, whether it's with their credit or just in the travel space, or whether they just need motivation. Again, as the host mentioned, he as a poet. I don't really consider myself as a poet. I just drive jewels and gems to make positive impact in people's lives, and it's funny though, because I've had like a lot of people that come up to me, whether it's in church, on the street, or in the supermarket. They say, "Look, We appreciate the positive content that you're always dropping every single day on your platforms, your channels. So again, I definitely appreciate the opportunity. I'm just out here just trying to make a positive impact. And anytime I get an opportunity to do it. So thank you.
Mhm. No problem, man. We're grateful to have you here. We want to start this off with just some thoughts on starting from the beginning. Um, when you were growing up, watching the people that raised you, right? How was their relationship with money?
Um, oh, it depends who the person was, but the people that I looked up to, one of them was my oldest brother. He always had good credit. He always paid his bills on time. He always did what he's supposed to do. And I remember he used to always say, "Hey, pay your bills on time, pay your bills on time." But see, sometimes when you're young and you think you know everything, it's like you don't really want to hear from nobody else. And then sometimes, like back in the old days, not now, back in the old days, your parents used to tell you to do something, you just do it. But now, like, it's like if you telling somebody to do something, like you have to kind of like explain to them the benefits of them doing it. Um,
Right.
if he would have said, "Hey, pay your bills on time because it's 35% of your credit score," versus, "Hey, just paying your bills on time, you pay your bills," the conversation would have been a little different. So I did have some people in my life that had excellent credit, that was good with money, but they didn't know how to explain it to me and provide the tools and the knowledge how to apply it to my situation.
How different do you think your life would have been if you got that knowledge, in a way in which you could digest it versus you going through all the experiences that you had to gain it along the way?
So if I would have applied the knowledge that he gave me and other people gave me, I would have been in a better situation. I wouldn't have to make so many mistakes, so many errors. I wouldn't have to do so many slip, trip, and falls. But the flip side is because I went through all of those situations, I was able to come out on top and I was able to change other people's lives because I went through that. So it's like, yeah, if I didn't go through that, life would have been great. I would have been, doing my thing. But because I went through those, now I'm able to help somebody else.
Mm. What do you feel like is the life experience that first made you realize that, hey, financial literacy is in fact a superpower?
I think I wrote that in my first book, "Break the Cycle and Live with Bad Credit." When I had bought my first car, I think I had just got out of school. I took the
Mm.
bus to the dealership, and the dealership was like at the last bus stop. And then I remember when I got there, it was daytime, and by the time we left, they was locking the doors. That's how long it took the whole process, because because my credit it wasn't that good, you know what I mean? So when it's not that good, they gonna do whatever it takes to get you something. It don't matter what you live, whether it's a lemon, whether it's a Maserati, you gonna leave with something. They don't care what it is.
Right.
And I remember to this day, the sales guy, his name was Victor Hood. I still remember his name because that's how much work that he put into it. And this was like over like what 20 some years ago, whatever. I still remember that because he put like a lot of work. So that's when I realized I had to do something different. I'm like, man, I can't be at the dealership for 5, 6 hours. This ain't right. I got stuff to do. I got moves to make. So that's when I realized I had to do something different.
What's so interesting to me is that I really hate the fact that everybody across the globe understands that you have to be in a dealership for hours on end waiting to try to get a car. Like that is always going to be a pet peeve of mine. Like that actually kind of keeps me from wanting to go get a new car. For real, that wait time is something serious. Like that's hours every time. You got to make sure you pack a blanket, two snacks, a lunch, and some reading material. I don't.
Uh, but I mean, but the good thing is like, if your credit is good or subpar, it could take 1 to 2 hours versus 6 or 7 hours. That's the flip side. Because like I said, I remember like it was daytime, the sun was out, the birds was chirping. I got out. I'm like, they locking the door. I'm like, dang, like, come on. So it definitely is a difference.
Mhm. What responsibility do you feel like comes with being an author, right? Because you have 5 books, the sixth one is on the way. in a world where everyone has a platform, but not everybody has substance?
I think it's good that I have the books, and then I'm also able to make the information available. So it's two things because a lot of people have the knowledge and they have the tools, and they keep it all over here. You know, they don't want to share with nobody. With me, it's different. You know, I have it. I'm willing to share. I'm willing to give it to you. I'm willing to sell it to you, whatever it takes. If you can't afford it, I'm willing to just give it to you. Um,
Mhm.
because it's important. It's something they need. I remember like a long time ago. I don't remember the young lady name. I think it might have been like my second book or whatever. I think it might be my first book. And then I connected with her through social media, and then she said, you know, she wanted to get one of my books. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, hey, what stopped you from getting the book? She like, you know, I'm saving up every paycheck I get. I'm putting some money to the side so I can save up. I was like, wow, and that touched me. I'm like, wow, somebody actually saving money every week, you know, to buy one of my books. I was like, okay, cool. Look, I'll just send it to you for free. She said, no, I want to save up and I want to buy it. And then, you know, that touched me that somebody was willing to do that. And, you know, she wasn't a family, she wasn't a friend, she was a total stranger. I didn't even know. So that just shows you the power of when you're out there trying to make a positive impact, trying to change people's lives. Like God is going to put the people in your life that needs it, that want it, that's willing to support you. So I think it's definitely a good thing that I have these books that can make a positive impact in people's lives.
Man, that is an amazing thing to be able to change somebody's thought process or mindset when it comes to, financial literacy, to put them in a better position based upon the knowledge that you're giving out. It's awesome, and kudos to you for, stepping up and giving her the opportunity to get the book for free. Even though she was adamant about saving up for it.
Yeah.
I wonder if, from your vantage point, what's one financial habit that silently, destroys generations?
Um, for me, I would say the biggest one is not paying attention to your credit. Well, not paying attention to your credit,
Mhm.
because most people think it's just the mythical numbers that just come out the air. Nobody know who it comes from, how it's created. But you can actually get a free copy of credit report every year on freeannualcreditreport.com. You can actually get a free copy of credit report every single year. So there's no reason why anybody that's watching this now, later, 5 years from now, cannot pull cannot not look at the credit report. You have to look at it, even if it's good, bad, ugly, nasty. At least pull it once a year, look at it. And I think that's one of the biggest downfall for a lot of people.
Can you give me something that you feel like the wealthy people like understand about money that most people never learn?
We don't really talk about it. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. Like other cultures, like they make it a daily conversation, whether it's game night or whether it's a dinner table, whether it's family night, they constantly talk about it. Um, with us, the only time we talk about it is when we don't have it. You know what I mean? So we have to. I mean, that's probably the wrong way to put it, but it's the truth though. I mean, like we don't make it a regular conversation. Like, so with me, when I get with my friends, my homeboys or whatever, like we chopping it up, we eat and hang out, whatever. But like somewhere along the way, like we gonna talk about finance. You know, we gonna talk about making moves. We're gonna talk about how we making positive impact people's lives. So we have to make a daily conversation. That's the only way. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. How much of financial success do you believe is strategy versus mindset?
Um, to be honest with you, I think it just depends on where you're at in life. You know what I mean? So, when you're younger, you're not really, you really don't have that mindset. You just try to enjoy life. You know, be with your friends. You know, be out in the street. Like right now, a lot of people are in the street. But as you get older, you have kids, you get married, and your mindset shift. So it just depends on where you're at in life. That really, is really the determining factor. And then some people they can be 100 and their mindset never changed, but I really think it's your environment that makes the biggest difference. So with me, the biggest shift happened when I had kids. I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to do it for myself, I'm gonna do it for my kids. Other people it might take, their moms. Other people it might take the spouse, and then also too, yeah, yeah. That's the biggest thing. Just wherever you're in life, and whatever your goals are.
Mm. I think that there's something powerful in recognizing that you stop living this life for yourself once kids are involved,
Yeah.
and so making the necessary transition into being a more responsible, well-rounded adult because of the fact that you want to either leave a good impression on your children or set them up for success in ways in which you haven't been set up for success. I've always spoken that I've always thought that that's powerful.
Yeah, because when you have kids, I always tell people, especially like young people, when I talk to them, two things happen when you have kids. Your life is either gonna get better or it's gonna get worse. I mean, so you get to really decide. So a lot of us, we just get mature and wise. So we start thinking about the next generation versus what we're going to do next week, and it just changed altogether.
Mm. You know, you've built multiple streams of income, right? What did you have to unlearn to become an entrepreneur?
Um, I think the biggest lesson I learned is that sometimes your biggest supporters are not going to be your friends and family. I think that had to be like the toughest, probably the hardest lesson I had to learn. Because when we start anything new, we think it's going to be our moms, it's going to be our dad, brothers, sisters, best friends that come through and support us. And 70% of the time, it's not those people. It's your social media friends. Your friends maybe at church or or your next door neighbor that you used to cut the grass for when you was younger. It's going to be complete strangers, and yeah, it took me a while to really accept that, and I was cool with that. Uh, but one thing I didn't let it do is I didn't let it change me because I'm still a good human being, and when I support people, I support them unconditionally. That basically means I'm not expecting nothing in return. Like if I do something for you, and I'm expecting something in return, and you don't do nothing, my feelings might get hurt. I might get upset. But if I do it and I'm not expecting nothing in return, and you do something for me, that's an added bonus right there. So we all love bonuses. So that's how I look at it. So if I'm gonna help you, I'm not expecting nothing in return.
I respect that. So that's something that you had to learn. What about like something that you had to forget? Something that you had to let go
Oh,
of.
somebody had to let go of I had to let go of I had to I had to let go of myself. A lot of time, a lot of time we want to change, and then we looking at our environments, our friends, and this. But really, the biggest change happened within us. So a lot of time we have to take off the shell, and we have to we have to get like a new person within ourselves because that's what change usually starts from within. So a lot of time we have to get rid of the old, turn to the new in order to get on the right path that we need to get on. So I just had to, yeah. So sometimes we have to unlearn certain habits in order to get on the right path.
What does freedom mean to you today? You know, compared to when you first started this journey.
To be honest with you, freedom for me now, it's getting 8 hours of sleep. I mean, I know. I'm, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know that's probably not the answer that most people would give us the honest answer. I'm at the stage of my life where like I enjoy resting, I enjoy sleeping. Because
Mm.
when I was younger, I didn't. Because they say, wait, you can sleep when you did or whatever, whatever. No, like I want to sleep now. So that is one of the biggest thing I had to do. Like it's okay to get 8 hours of rest. It's okay to sleep. It's okay to just meditate and just focus on yourself. So really, like freedom is sleep. Of course, other stuff too, like spend time with my kids. Significant other. That stuff is important. But to me, like the biggest one is just getting a good night's sleep.
Really nice rest. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with more of Mr. Rony Francois. You ready? Three, two, one, commercial.
WSAN Radio, the soul of America and beyond. Join DJ Ron G and the WSAN crew every day for the Ron G Morning Show, Funk Friday, and Gospel Brunch Sunday. From local heroes to national guests, WSAN Radio connects you to the pulse of our community. One song, one story, one soul at a time. WSAN Radio, where music, motivation, and movement come together. Streaming live, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and WSANradio.com.
Got me together with this two-piece. It's the good leggings, no see-through business.
And we are back. Big shout out to all of our sponsors. And please don't hesitate to reach out to us if, in fact, you would like to run a commercial on any of our amazing shows. How you feeling?
Feeling great, feeling great. It's Winning Wednesday.
Winning Wednesday, winning Wednesday. Um, one of the hats that you wear is that of an author. Talk to me about the purpose of your books, what you hope people walk away from, what knowledge you hope people walk away with after reading your books.
Um, so 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 when I was younger, when I was in school, I didn't really like reading. I didn't really like English class. I didn't like writing. I know I'm just being honest, you know. What I mean, I didn't like none of that stuff. So I think I became an author by accident. I think I'm not sure. So many people don't know, like, so again, I'm just being transparent, right? So when most people get out of relationships, they usually like one person is usually living the best life, and then the other person is usually like, I don't know, trying to pick their life up or whatever. And I think I had came out of a relationship, and I found myself thinking about that person a whole lot. I'm like, yo, why am I thinking about this person? Like, yo, I should just start writing, right? And then that's when I started writing poetry. And then for some reason, that poetry book never happened. Then fast forward to, like, years down the line, once I started studying credit. Actually, I call it the credit game because it feels like it's the game. But
Right.
once I start studying and I got the knowledge and the tools, I'm like, you know what? There's probably other people that are like me that just don't have the tools and the knowledge. And that's really how I started my first book. It's called Break the Cycle: Handling with Bad Credit. And then the cool thing about most of my books were 200 pages or less. For the fast readers, they could probably read that, in a taxi ride or at lunch, because most of my books give you the meat and potatoes, stuff that you can apply in your life today. And next, 30, 45 days, see a positive impact. Straight to the point, meat and potatoes, no fluff.
And you yourself have all these lived experiences from that you have poured into your interactions with people. Talk to us about your support system, the people that are currently pouring into you.
So I have a lot of people that pour into me. Um, it's hard for me to name all of them because I don't want to leave
Right.
nobody out, because people get in the feelings when you leave the name out. So I
Yeah.
will say, I would say the biggest person that poured into me is God. That's just the biggest person, with a G. And then after that, there's some amazing people. Some of my friends, associates, that people like my pastors and church family. So I have a lot of people that pour into me. I mean, even my son. and my daughter, they pour into me, believe it or not. Because sometimes I'll have days where I might have like complex problem, and I don't feel like tackling it. I'll call one of them. I say, look, like I'm feeling lazy today. Like I have this problem and I don't feel like dealing with it. I might not give them the exact details, and then one of them will say, Dad, just do what you got to do. Like you got this. So I definitely say first is God, then my kids, but then there's like tons of people that pour into me on a daily. I just can't name all 1,000, and I don't want to leave nobody out. Get people upset because I might call and be like, "Look, you didn't mention my name, so I can't pour into you no more. So I won't get no trouble."
I'm revoking my pouring. You ain't say my
Exactly.
name. Oh, you know, what legacy are you currently building that has nothing to do with money?
You said, "What am I doing that has nothing to do with money?"
No, the question is, what legacy are you
Oh,
building currently that has nothing to do with money?
um, I guess the biggest legacy is just being a good human being. I mean, that's I think that to me, that's what I like to remember. I like to be remembered as the maybe I wasn't the most articulate person. Maybe I was the guy who didn't have no hairline. Maybe my jokes wasn't the funniest jokes in the world, but I was the person that made a positive impact in your life. Not just with my action, but my words too. Again, because I put up daily affirmations a lot on my social media platform, is to change people's lives. I wake up every day with the spirit of gratitude, whether I have $2 in my pocket or 10 bands. I still have this same type of attitude. So I want people to remember that positivity uh, makes a difference.
All right. I got a couple real quick questions. All right, this is the speed round. Cash or card?
All right.
Why?
um, For example, I think last week I had like a small bill I had to pay. I think it was like $2,400 or something like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, do I just pull out the account and just pay it, or do I just swipe a card and just pay it over the time? So I swiped the cards, and just paid it because now I still had the money in my account, and that the card I can just pay that over time. So that's why I picked the card.
Okay. Favorite milkshake flavor?
Strawberry.
Okay, okay. Uh, ooh, wealth or influence?
Mm. I'd say influence.
Influence?
Yeah, I'll pick influence.
That's wild. You literally repair credit. Well, I mean, maybe influence can lead to wealth. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because because if you around the right people,
Mhm.
iron sharpen iron, and your
Yes.
influence can change their mindset. Because you give somebody $10,000 today, and they could go outside and get like two watches, and that 10,000 is gone. But if you can influence, if you can change their mindset to make that 10,000 over and over and over and over, and at the end of the day, that's even better. And look, to be honest with you, if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, I would have said wealth. I mean,
Wealth.
that's just a common answer. I even shocked myself when I said influence. I'm like, whoa, hold up, did I just say influence? I had to, but um, but that yeah, I would definitely pick influence.
One book that changed your life.
The Bible.
Okay. One word that defines your current season.
Winning.
Hmm. Best interviewer that you know.
You are.
You better believe it. You better believe it. um, I want to get into the goal of the show, which is the reason why I do this, and that is philanthropy, garnering support from the audience and putting it towards a charity or nonprofit that you care about. What charity or nonprofit would you like to spotlight today, and why is the cause of the faces so important to you?
Actually, so it's called Haiti Empowerment Group. So it's in the beginning phases. So basically, because I'm Haitian, and one of my books is called Haiti the Untold Truth. So my goal is to actually use the proceeds from the book to go towards a nonprofit. Nonprofit will help rebuild the infrastructures in Haiti. So
Gotcha. Haiti Empowerment Group. All right. Hopefully, those who are underneath the sound of our voices and enjoy the conversation, that they will, in fact, donate their time, energy, effort, resources to Haiti Empowerment Group. I want to say thank you so much for joining me this evening. But before we close out, we like to leave with words of wisdom. And if, in fact, you would like to do a small giveaway, like you mentioned before the show started, we'd appreciate it. But before we close out, what words of wisdom would you have for a high schooler who, in fact, has no knowledge on credit?
If you're in high school, you have no knowledge of credit. First thing I would say is pick up one of my book. Break this. and I'm not just saying that because I wrote the book, but to be honest with you, matter of fact, I have a copy right here.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and there's an amazing picture. Look at that. Every time I see this picture, I remember how handsome I look. But anyway, right? So but I would say break the cycle. You don't have to live with bad credit. I would definitely say start with that. Like I said, it's less than 200 pages. Get meat and potatoes. It tells you exactly what you got to do, what you don't have to do. And also, my next book is called Credit for College. It's actually made for college and high school kids. So I would definitely go down those paths. I would definitely recommend that. Um, as far as the giveaway, basically anyone for the next 48 hours, up to like 6 people, basically I will give a free ebook to you. You can go on Amazon.com, look up all the books that I have written, all the books that I have, and if you want one of those ebooks, um, one of my people will definitely send your ebook out to you. And then also too for 2 people that do want to work on their credit, I would do two free consultation. Basically, I'll pull your credit report. I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it. I'll even give you a solution how to fix it. So 2 free consultation, and then up to 6 people that want an ebook.
Oh man, I really appreciate that. Sincerely speaking, man, for real. This is the first time that that's ever been done, on this platform. That man, okay, you brought a new element. We're giving away books and free credit consultation. So hopefully, those who are watching now, they'll be reaching out, and those who are when they see these clips go out, they in fact will make sure that they reach out to get that ebook and that free credit consultation. Honestly speaking, you might be one of them credit consultations might be me. So just letting you know ahead of time.
Hey, look, I got you, brother. I mean, like I said, I definitely appreciate you. All amazing that you're doing. Anything that I can do to help support you, I got you. I'm just a phone call away. Just being on this platform, I'm humble enough for that.
Man, look, and I just want you to know that in the future, if in fact you would like to come back up here, you have an open door to come back up here when you want. I really do appreciate the time, energy, and effort and what you're doing, not only just for the people that are connected to you, but for the community as well. Sincerely.
Well, thank you again. It's my pleasure.
Ain't no thing, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Mhm. Man, I enjoy these moments with you guys. I really, 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 really do. This conversation didn't just hit me with knowledge on Mr. Ronnie Francois, but also it puts the onus of me having to build my own personal credit up, and I'm going to utilize it. I'm going to take the advice that he gave, and I'm going to utilize it. That being said, you guys, please tune in next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the United Front Network for another amazing interview. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people. Peace.